In the headlines, 11 persons confirmed killed by bandits in Kaduna. Bandits dislodged security operatives from base in Niger State attacks, forcing residents to flee. Do not look down on us, Gombe fruit sellers cry out. And on the foreign scene, UAE destroys Houthi missile launch site. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. To the details now. Kaduna State government says security forces have confirmed that 11 people are killed in an attack at Kurume Masara area of Zangon Kataf local government area of Kaduna State by bandits in the early hours of Sunday. The State Commissioner, Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, in a statement said troops of the Nigerian Air Force Special Forces who responded to distress calls from the area also fell into an ambush as they mobilized to the scene of the attack. According to the statement, 11 residents were confirmed killed and some inflicted with gunshot injuries, with over 30 houses and property burnt in the attack. The statement said that the injured were evacuated for treatment while search and rescue operations and pursuit of the attackers are in progress on different fronts. Dozens of people have been reportedly killed with many houses burnt as bandits in their numbers overran security force operation base and launched a fresh attack on Galadima, Kogo and Galkogo communities of Shiro local government area of Niger State on Saturday evening. Trust TV's Abubakar Akote gives an update.
The Saturday attack on Galadima and Kogo, Shiro local government area of Niger State led to the death of dozens of residents. The chairman Shiro local government area, Suleiman Dauda Chukuba, confirmed the attack. He described the incident as a tragedy, saying that so far the exact number of casualties have not been established. He said 11 bodies have so far been recovered, while 9 persons who sustained serious wounds injury were taken to hospital for medical attention. He said the bandits in their numbers overran security base in Galadima, Kogo and other neighboring communities and moved from houses to houses, killing innocent residents. According to Suleiman Chukuba, hundreds of residents have also fled their homes, with some moving towards Minna, the state capital, while some have taken refuge in Sarkin Power, Munya local government area of Niger State. Also confirming the incident, the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Emmanuel Umar, said the state government was already strategizing to take back the affected communities from the hand of bandits. Although residents told Trust TV that on Sunday morning, the attackers were still seen roaming the communities as no evidence of security presence. Due to no evidence of security presence, Trust TV gathered that the attack was launched few hours after the partial withdrawal of security operatives in the area for enforcement in Kontagora, Moshogo, and Mariga local government areas of the state, who have so suffered series of banditry attacks in the last 1 week. Communities, residents call on the government, federal, state, and local government to come to their aid and provide adequate securities as they are no longer having peace in their communities.
Meanwhile, internally displaced persons from the recent bandit attack in Maikade village of Danko Wasagu local government area, Kebbi State, for the first time since the attack opened up to recount their ordeals from the invading bandits and the loss they incurred during the attack. Trust TV's Hamza Galadima visits Danko Wasagu local government area to meet with the IDPs who are presently taking refuge in abandoned houses as well as primary and secondary schools across the local government area, following failure to pay levies imposed on them by the bandits. The report.
About 15 kilometers away from this area on this side is Nankare village, a village in Danko Wasagu local government area of Kebbi State, where gunmen from Zamfara State invaded a few days ago and killed hundreds of villagers, while many others escaped. The gunmen, according to sources, came to Dankade village at about the time the people of the village were getting ready for the weekly Jumu'at prayers and started shooting sporadically, killing hundreds of people, including men, women, and children. Hundreds of other people, however, escaped and seek refuge in towns and villages, including Riba, the headquarters of the Danko-Wasagu local government area, Kebbi State. In Riba town, the internally displaced persons were accommodated in abandoned buildings, houses of relatives, and any available primary or secondary school in the town. Some of the IDPs who escaped the afternoon attack in Dankade and are now taking refuge at Model Primary School Riba recount their ordeal during and in the aftermath of the attack. The gunmen came at about the time we were preparing for the Jumu'at prayers and attacked. The bandits are too many and our security forces had to withdraw, leaving the village without protection.
We are in critical conditions because of armed robbers, so I say criminal people that reach us in our Dankadi, which our full army. They can make the fighting much. So there are many. That is why our and army run back during the fighting is over to them.
They wanted us to start prayers before attacking us, but God helped us. The attack started just before commencement of prayers. Life for the refugees at the improvised IDP camp in Riba was a far cry from their normal lifestyle prior to the attack, with families sharing enclosed spaces without basic amenities or adequate food items for them and their families. The men usually go out into Riba town to find food for their family, while women and children remain within the premises of the primary school, uncertain of the future that awaits them. Speaking on the incessant bandit attacks in parts of Danko-Wasagu local government area, the chairman of the Zuru Emirate Local Vigilante Group, the NSAKAI, said although security forces are doing their best to curtail the situation, they have been overwhelmed by the number of the bandits and the sophisticated weapons they carry. He also said there is need for more support from the government and other individuals for the local vigilante group so as to continue to assist in the fight against the bandits. According to him, the local vigilante group are the ones financing their operations against the bandits.
My name is Warrant Officer Sani Usman, retired. Truly, we have been facing a lot of difficulties in terms of support, as in weapons and things like that, because what our people have is den guns, which you can just fire once and start looking for where to load, other than these bandits who come with full magazines and even more extra ones. So we've been having these difficulties, and most times, whenever this attack comes, we used to have difficulties in contacting the soldiers, which sometimes they do go with us and other times they don't. So it is only we who go headlong to face these people. Sometimes the soldiers also go with us. I want the state government to look into our logistics and then support us in terms of even if it is bin cartridges alone. Because sometimes when we go out, you will see a fighter with only 2 cartridges, which is not enough to fight a bandit. Let them support us with cartridge and then give us logistics so that at least we fuel our motorcycles to take us down to wherever there is an attack.
Bandit attacks into some parts of Zuru Emirate have so far displaced hundreds of villages and claimed the lives of hundreds of people from the villages. Hamza Galadi Mazuru reporting for Trust TV News from Birnin Kebbi.
In a similar vein, bandits kill one Yakubu Hussaini, wounding several others, and rustle unspecified number of animals at Fadumawa village of Kurufi local government area of Katsina State. The bandits attacked the village midnight of Wednesday and started shooting indiscriminately to scare the people. Trust TV's Abdullahi Ahmadi reports that the community is now mourning since the incidents. The report.
The bandits who engaged in house-to-house search of animals, money and other valuables threatened to kill anyone that attempted to raise alarm about the attack. As at the time of our visit to Fadimawa, the villagers were mourning Malam Yakubu Hussaini, who was shot dead by the bandits on Wednesday. Trust television crew, which was accompanied to the village in armored personnel carrier APC from Kurufi division of the Nigeria Police Force, interviewed the widow, who was emotionally disturbed by the unfortunate killing of her husband. When they came, it was around midnight. My husband was a member of a vigilante group. They shot and killed him on the spot. That's all I can see. We have left everything in the hands of God. Isiaku Abubakar, who is a brother to the deceased, was attacked in his house after collecting his phone, wrestled his cows, narrates his ordeal to Trust Television. He commended the police of Kurufi Division for their quick response, which he says, if not for their intervention, it would have been a different story by now.
Muna da labarin an ce za su sun fito sun gabas. Kaga wasu sun sani wasu amma mu da yake muna da masaniya. Ban kai ga yin bacci ba. Ko da naji wannan harbi sai na hauna. They came into the village and started chanting Allahu Akbar. They searched almost everywhere. They searched our houses, wrestled our animals, and collected all our belongings. We commended the intervention of the Nigeria Police from Kurufi Division. Similarly, the village head of Fadimawa, who appealed for the immediate deployment of more security personnel to the area, commended the DPO Kurufi Division and his men for their demonstration of gallantry and professionalism, which helped greatly in overpowering the bandits.
So fortunately, they begin to enter house by house, releasing cows and other goats and sheep, dragging them in one primary school football fields, and making decision to do away with it. And then from there, I call on my junior brother, who is the mayor of the area. Then begin to tell me that he will tell the DPO, then tell the DPO after sometimes, then the DPO alert his people when they were at Jusima, and they got so kind, they reached our position within the time, and they made them and attacked them. So God so kind, they brought out their guns and began to exchange fires with them, so they make fear, catch them at their own, so they brought back our guns and ships and guns. According to the villagers, the bandits took to their heels on noticing the arrival of the police, many with wounds sustained from gunshots. They called on religious organizations and other governments as well as corporate bodies to focus on sensitizing the public towards behavioral change, and they attributed the criminalities bedeviling the areas to collapse of societal values. It could be recalled that the Katsina State Police Command issued a press statement on Thursday sympathizing with people of Fadimawa and commending the officers of Kurufi Division of the Nigeria Police for their commitment towards securing the area. Abdullahi Ismail, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now to other news, Chairman of the Cattle Dealers Association in Zamfara State, Aminu Garba, says the state government has reopened several cattle markets in the state as a result of the improved security situation. He said this while fielding questions from journalists over the challenges faced by the community.
ai wannan shirin ma da mu aka fara zama shi yasa kuma nake ba da shaida cewa lokacin da aka fara cin kasuwanni.
The government consulted the security agencies, traditional rulers, and Islamic cleric that there are ways which we're supposed to follow to reopen cattle market. Government considered the suggestions provided by stakeholders through discussions and the successes recorded in the fight against cattle rustlers. It reopened many cattle markets for us to continue our businesses when it observed there is improved security situation. You know, when you are doing business, a market has been shut down, it will affect you negatively. Nevertheless, our concern was not the hardship we will face as a result of closure, but to see the situation improve. We used to go to other states in order to do our business. We are now happy and thanking God that the market have been reopened for us to do our businesses. There are a committee, special task force and situation room constituted as a measure to curtail the activities of cattle rustlers, and we, the cattle dealers, were invited and given different orders to abide by and support government to succeed in tackling cattle rustling. We have written an undertaking promise that we will support all the security measures initiated by the government.
Stay with security matters. The theater commander of Operation Hadinkai says Boko Haram terrorists will be completely eliminated this year. He disclosed this during a night dinner organized to honor the wife of the Chief of Army Staff. The report.
My Malari Cantonment Officers' Mess was full of life in the evening with colorful appearance of spouses, friends, government officials, and men of the Nigerian Army. The homecoming night is to honor the wife of the Chief of Army Staff and other wives of senior officers of Operation Hadinkai. Guests were treated with special delicacies, and it got thrilling with cultural performances, stand-up comedy, and more. The theater commander, Major General Christopher Musa, said over 30,000 Boko Haram members have surrendered, and it will conclude the fight against insurgents this year.
That there will be this massive surrendering of the insurgents. It shows that the Chief of Army Staff is committed to ensuring that we put an end to this insurgency in the Northeast. And we are sure that if the Northeast gets it right, it will transcend down to other regions in the country. All of you are praying for us. All of you are wishing us the very best. That we are committed to make sure that this year, God willing, we'll put an end to the insurgency.
To ensure we keep a serene home and also a safe home. Their job, we all know, is a very stress-filled job. And as such, we must be good wives and show respect to our spouses, as well as be good ambassadors of our spouses.
The night ended with presentation of plagues to special guests and a moment to dance.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Excruciating traffic gridlock on Abuja Highway. Stay with us for more details. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Trust News Update, and now let's have another look at some of the top stories again. Kaduna State government says security forces have confirmed that 11 people are killed in an attack at Kurme Masara area of Zangon Kataf local government area of Kaduna State by bandits in the early hours of Sunday. Plus, dozens of people are killed with many houses burnt as bandits overran security force operation base and launched a fresh attack on Galadima Kogo and Galukogo communities of Shuru local government area of Niger State. And in other news, Nigeria Center for Disease Control says 22 cases were recorded in 4 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. According to the agency's report, 317 persons were discharged after recovering from the infection, while there were no fatalities on Sunday, leaving the total number of deaths at 3,135. Since the index case in February 2020, 252,840 cases have been confirmed, with 228,404 recoveries. Meanwhile, United Kingdom will this week begin offering vaccination to children aged between 5 and 11 who are most at risk of COVID-19. The children will be offered 2 10 microgram doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech shot, which is a third of an adult dose. An expert, Salihu Mahmood, has called on parents and guardians to counsel their children and wards on the state of ritual killings and the need to be security conscious. He gave the advice in an interview with Trust TV.
Well, I think in the first place is the lust for wealth, as well as generational calamity in society where materialism exceeds integrity, humanity, pedigree, as well as religious obligations. This is what you get. Most of these young chaps, don't forget, they watch films, they go for concerts, they see a lot of other young people not minding what the source of their wealth are and wants to be like them by wanting to belong, forgetting their family backgrounds. Me and you came from maybe average family or maybe poor family, but our parents gave us such guidance to know where to belong, what to do, and how to be contented. Today, it is no longer the case. Some parents also have failed in their parental upbringing of children, where some parents don't even care how their children, whether male or female, make money, which is not right.
Now, a cross-section of fruit sellers in Gombe have expressed worry on the attitude of some Nigerians who look down on them. In an interview with Trust TV in Gombe, the fruit sellers said that their business has been a pillar of survival. Let's take a look.
Gambome Lemu has been in the fruit selling business for more than half a decade and is worried about how other people treat them in the society.
A graduate who is jobless is the one to be blamed. Some people underrate the business, but we are managing with it.
Malam Garba is another fruit seller who hails from Kano State, and he has been in Gombe for more than 7 years. He said people discriminate against their business.
We are doing this business to preserve our integrity, but someone will underrate it. No business is too little. We feed our family with this and even help others.
These fruit sellers said they have a message to unemployed Nigerians.
I am advising youth to embrace a business no matter how little because of today's life.
Orators often say an idlement is a devil's workshop. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Now, travelers from different parts of northern Nigeria plying the Kaduna-Abuja highway on Sunday experienced excruciating traffic gridlock due to the ongoing road construction along the major corridor. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman, also caught up in the traffic build-up, reports that impatient drivers have to create alternative route through the bush to navigate their way out of the gridlock. The report.
A section of the major gateway to the hinterland is currently under reconstruction, leading to its blockade by the contractor handling the project. Due to the busy nature of the highway being used by articulated vehicles and other smaller cars, coupled with impatience on the part of drivers plying the road, the traffic flow at this point came to a standstill.
Since over 3 days now, since over 4 days now, people are here. Even us now, as you are seeing us now, over 3 days, 4 days now, we are this side. We never reach Abuja. We can go back to Kaduna.
Women and children bear the brunt of lack of proper planning to ease the traffic situation by the authorities concerned, as many were seen helplessly lamenting the situation.
At this point, as you can see, the entire road is on a standstill. Apart from the heavy-duty trucks that have already barricaded this one, even motorists cannot also apply the alternative route at this point in time, because the whole place is jam-packed.
Beyond the deplorable nature of the highway and the security threats to travelers due to frequent kidnappings, a slight obstruction of the road like this could leave many in precarious conditions that in some cases worsen an emergency situation. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now on the foreign scene, United Arab Emirates says it intercepted a ballistic missile fired from Yemen as the Gulf state hosted Isaac Herzog on the first ever visit to the country by an Israeli president. Emirati Defense Ministry said on Monday that the missile is intercepted and destroyed, adding that its debris fell on an uninhabited area. It did not say whether the missile is targeting the UAE's capital Abu Dhabi or Dubai, the Middle East business and tourism hub. UAE Civil Aviation Authority said air traffic in the Gulf country is continuing as usual and all flight operations are operating normally despite the attack. Now with that, we wrap up Trust News Update. Do well to click the subscribe button and follow us also on our social media platforms as well as on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.